where your attention goes consistently, your life will eventually follow. A lot of us are living in constant distraction. Our phone in hand all day, our minds constantly stimulated. Hey guys, welcome to the Advantage podcast with KMR. I am KMR. Well, my name is Rejoice Azuka Owuseba, but everyone calls me KMR, Kingmaker Rejoice. And this is one podcast where we have conversations where you think, where you come out of your comfort zone and you confront those limiting beliefs and limiting behaviors and limiting patterns that you ordinarily would not confront. I look forward to you growing and becoming through this podcast. Hi there, welcome back to another episode of the Advantage podcast. A lot of us are struggling to focus actually. And it's not because we're lazy or because we're incapable, but because our attention is constantly pulled in different directions. And so after a while, our scattered attention is affecting everything. It's affecting our thinking, our discipline, our emotions, even our sense of direction. Because where your attention goes consistently, your life will eventually follow. And right now, a lot of us are living in constant distraction. Our phone in hand all day, our minds constantly stimulated. And we're always consuming something. So silence feels uncomfortable and stillness feels strange. So our mind never really settles and clarity becomes difficult because clarity requires attention. And you cannot think deeply if your attention breaks every few minutes. Let's get practical. Have you noticed how difficult it is for people to sit with one thing? One task, one thought, one conversation. Everything is competing for your attention right now. There's notifications, there's messages, there's content, there's opinions. And because of that, we've become mentally fragmented. We're almost always stimulated. We're rarely focused. And this is where it gets dangerous. Distraction feels harmless in the moment. 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there. Scrolling a little longer than planned, checking things repeatedly. It doesn't look dramatic, but over time, distraction changes how we live. Because focus is not just a productivity skill, it is a life skill. The ability to direct your attention intentionally. It affects your decisions, it affects your growth, it affects your relationship, your work, your emotional stability, every single thing. So I want you to picture this. You sit down to work, then you open a text message, then another. Then you go on Instagram and you scroll for a few minutes. 1 hour is gone. You feel behind, you feel pressured. You're rushing the rest of your day. All of a sudden, distraction has created anxiety. Not because life was complex or impossible, but because your attention has become weaker. Another example would be that, you're sitting with the Lord waiting to hear his voice about something. But every quiet moment, you put music, you put videos, you're scrolling, there's noise. So you don't actually sit with your thoughts and with the Lord long enough to hear. And this is happening more often than we realize because clarity rarely comes in noise. It usually comes in the quiet moments. Moments that we observe our lives properly, where we are not avoiding, we're sitting with the quietness. And being still kind of forces us to be honest. Because when you're quiet, you now start noticing what you are avoiding, what has been draining you, the places where you feel off internally. Rest is not the same as distraction. Relaxation is fine. In fact, entertainment is healthy. But the issue is your constant consumption without intention. When your mind never pauses, when it becomes harder for you to think clearly. And honestly, a lot of us are overstimulated. Our mind never pauses. It becomes harder to think clearly. There's too much information, too much opinions, too much input. So simple decisions are now mentally tasking because the mind is already carrying so much noise already. A distracted life becomes a reactive life because you stop living intentionally. You just respond all day. Respond to messages. You respond to trends. You respond to pressure. You respond to whatever comes next. Eventually, you lose your sense of direction. Because focused people can build for the future, but distracted people always drift. And it doesn't mean that you disappear from the world. It means that you are not protective of your attention. And attention is one of the most expensive and valuable things to have. What you repeatedly give attention to will shape your mind, and your mind will shape your life. So if your attention consistently goes towards noise, comparison, urgency, endless consumption, it will affect how you think. And if you don't notice it immediately, in fact. So if your mind and your attention consistently goes towards noise, towards comparison, and you're setting up yourself for failure. Pay attention to how often you interrupt yourself, how often you switch tasks, you check your phone, you avoid thinking, you consume without purpose. These small habits are training your mind towards distraction, and distracted minds struggle to build stable lives. And the good part is that focus can be rebuilt. Intentionally, you can rebuild it. So start creating moments where your mind can settle again. Moments without constant stimulation. Moments where you think, you reflect, you work, you sit quietly without needing constant input. At first, it may feel uncomfortable, but that's normal because your mind is used to constant movement. But over time, you realize that you're thinking more clearly, you're more calmer within you, your decisions are better, you're more present in your own life. And it changes us more than we realize because we're not lacking in potential. We're just unable to sustain attention. And sustained attention is where growth compounds. So before we go, I need you to sit with this and answer it honestly. What is consistently distracting you from the life you want? Think about it carefully because your attention is shaping your future every single day. And learning how to give your attention to what matters is the advantage you need, not doing more things. Until I see you at our next episode. Bye for now.